background is very intense, right? There's a lot of business behind it. You were, I believe, an engineer, or maybe I got that wrong. I don't know. But there's a lot of detailed thinking in your background is what I'm saying, right? So you kind of get it, and you know what it has to take for people to get noticed. And I'm just wondering, when did that light bulb come on for you when you said, we gotta tighten this up. It's gotta be quick, right? Is that?
Oh, absolutely, Charlie. You're so right. And again, all our experiences come from doing, right? And you just read my background. Yes, I am construction engineer. I spent some time on the construction field, and you saw me. I am high-heeled girl, so yes, high heels on the construction field. It was first. Second, I spent working for military for almost 5 years. It was another stepping stone. And moved forward. I lived in 5 countries. So I traveled the world and I lived in different places. And what I found out from everything, and of course starting businesses, that you have to be visible to make the difference. When you guys started your show, you were talking about making difference in the world. And if you are not visible, you cannot make a difference. You cannot, period. And that was my light bulb when I started dealing with highly commoditized businesses like real estate and selling cars. Believe it or not, I used to sell real estate and I used to sell cars. So every time when people tell me, when people say like, sound like a car salesman, I'm the first one who raised my hand and say, excuse me, I used to sell cars.
Yeah, it's all part of the expertise, right? Everything, all those ingredients go into success, right? You probably needed a little bit of everything.
Right.
Which is really cool. But the other thing is, things change, right? And when I hear this unbelievable message of if you're not found in 3 seconds, I think Google and I think how do you become found? And then I think that the rules are always changing.
They are changing.
So I could have been found 3 years ago in 3 seconds, but maybe not anymore. So how do I stay on top of all that? Does that make sense? Is that what you stay current with as well?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, I can tell you latest statistics. Attention span going from 2.7 seconds to 4 seconds. Now tell me if I'm not on the dot saying about 3 seconds. It's literally on average when people come online or they look on their phones, or 3 seconds when they're staying on your web page. Literally, it's everything in 3 seconds. 2.7 seconds, it's unbelievable. With all this said, you have to keep in mind technology, and Charlie, you're absolutely right, especially when you think about Google. And as of today, Google has a full zoo because we had hummingbird, we had the penguin, we had panda. Hummingbird is the latest, what Google did in changing the algorithm. And now Google thinks like a human. It's crazy and it's almost scary. And you have to adopt technology. You have to adopt new thinking. And now I can get a little bit technical because I will talk about SEO, because search engine optimization is probably, I always say, SEO is dead. Viva SEO, because now we're going into social era. So right now it's social engagement optimization. I can give you, again, statistics. Maybe it's not extremely current, but it's quite current. There are 27 million businesses in the United States, according to Forbes magazine. 27. And you have to be visible because otherwise you're in the sameness on the sea. And speaking of the web, even worse. there are more than 1 billion with big B websites in the world.
Wow.
You know, I just want to say that, this is really incredible, right? And I can tell just from listening to you, Maria, it's sort of like, oh, okay, guys, you want me to show how deep I can go on this? I mean, I know the statistics, I know the numbers, I know what it takes, you know, and it's changing because the times are changing. So Google's algorithms are changing, not because they're bad people
Right.
or there's a conspiracy. It's
Right.
because times are changing for the exact reason. We have 1 billion websites.
Right.
You know, we have to figure out better ways. I mean, this is, to me, what a true expert does, what you're saying. And you can only do this if you were a true expert, I think. So this is really cool. And we're going to take our first break. But before we go, I just want to, what did you redefine SEO as?
Social engagement.
So, SEO, you renamed it, right?
Social engagement.
Social
optimization.
engagement.
Social engagement. Thank you, Eva.
And that's basically what we should think about while we're communicating.
And I want to talk about that.
Yeah, so when we come back from the break, we want to digest some of these statistics and then come back and talk about what maybe social engagement is. Yeah, and how it's a little different. So, this is really good. I'm all excited. It's a little all over the place, but I love this stuff, because it's going to really help us all. So thank you. Stay with us and we will be right back.
And now, let's return to Corporate Talk with Charlie and Eva on TalkZone.com.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone. This is Corporate Talk with Charlie and Eva, and our guest today is business and marketing mentor and expert Maria Serbina, and you can learn more about Marina at her website at mariaserbina.com, and also the website that also has her book, findin3seconds.com, and the book is If I Can't Find You in 3 Seconds, You Don't Exist, which is a little
scary, yeah.
Yeah. So Maria, I wanted to dive a little deeper into what we were talking about before the break, because I really liked what you said about SEO, but now SEO is something different. You know, everybody always thinks SEO, search engine optimization, but like you said, now Google is thinking like a human, which is a little scary, and I want to talk a little bit about that too. But then to think about SEO as social engagement optimization. So tell us the difference, because I know people are still thinking search engine optimization, but the rules are different now. They've changed.
It's exactly correct. And thanks to Google, I honestly given huge thanks to Google, because finally, any normal person without IT degree can figure it out. If you put your full attention and you make a commitment, you will be able to figure it out, because now Google speaks human language. No more technical mumbo jumbo. You don't have to have PhD in IT and computer science, even though you hear from the woman who has serious IT background. Speaking of social, we're getting to the point when we need social interaction. Let me paint the picture. Just imagine we are in Venice, for example, of 16th century. Let's go into Romeo and Juliet era.
Okay.
And you see the small town, and there is a square or tired, like sales center, what we would call right now, or the mall, where people sell goods. And how they used to interact with each other. Every person knew each other. When you come to buy meat, you definitely know the guy who raised the cattle or raised pig. You know his name, and he knows who you are. Exactly, if you are from Montecchi family or Capuletti family, it doesn't matter. But everyone knew each other. So all trade and sales were very social. Does it make sense? You see where I'm going with this?
I do, yeah.
When we started progressing, what started happening with industrialization, and now we jump into internet, people got completely disconnected.
Right.
And we started actually losing our sight, we started losing ourselves, and we couldn't find the connection. And it's exactly why sales were so frustrating. It was frustrating for big corporations too, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
And what started happening now in 21st century, people want to go back. They want to be in this little square. They want to know who sells, pigs, who sells cattle, who sells flowers, who sells bread, and who actually made this bread and who raised this cattle.
So they want to get the same comfort level from the interaction that they used to get.
Right.
Exactly. You guys just nailed it. It's exactly why we're going from very technical SEO to new era SEO, social engagement optimization, because people want to be engaged. They want to know you. They want to know what you look like, what you're made of. And that's exactly what started transforming whole online era, and why visibility became or becomes such an important thing or way of doing business.
Yeah, and it makes sense because when the internet took off,
yes,
and we became, as we say, online,
mm-hmm.
and we lost the face-to-face, the trust went with it.
Well, that's just it. There's so many people out there, right? You don't know who to trust.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is a way, like what Maria is sharing, I'm thinking to myself here that to regain the trust of your customer base by being more socially engaged as opposed to lurking in the background trying to hook with an ad or a message
I
or
got
something.
you. So let's talk about that, about being socially engaged. What does that mean exactly?
Well, let's start from the beginning. Socially engaged. First of all, we can play from different angles, because we can look from solopreneurs angle, or we can look from corporation angle. It depends, but it doesn't matter who you are, because big corporations speak to their customers or involve customers one way. They have enormous amount of money to their disposal, so certain things are way easier for them. Let's talk about from small business owners' perspective, what engagement really means. And surprisingly, it's not how many followers you have on all social media platforms. I have people, if you would seriously believe 1 million followers is crazy, it's good, I can tell you it's not really. Reality is when you constantly communicating people and people react on your messages. Simple, basic. I post something on Twitter, and if I post something what is really interesting to my very targeted audience and my friends, they will react on it. Positive, negative, but they will give me feedback. And if I really ask for feedback and say, guys, listen, I just posted 3 chapters of my book, for example, just an example. Can you read it and give me feedback? And if something is not right, because I'm Russian, I can misspell something, or I can structure the sentence wrong way, please tell me. And people will genuinely do it. And this is the engagement. And guess what? It builds trust, because, Charlie, you said about trust. We lost trust with all this huge online sameness, because nobody knows who is behind it, because everybody's hiding behind the computer, correct?
Yes.
Correct, yes.
One other thing here, right?
Yes.
What Maria just described about by having the first chapter of my book out there, please, check it out. Let me know if it resonates, if it makes, that alone is saying trust, right?
Right.
Because, and like a lot of people don't even attempt that, because if they get negative feedback, they think it will destroy their business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by showing the customer that you're trusting them because maybe they're right and maybe you need to tweak your content.
Right.
That, that takes a lot, right, Maria? I mean, to just ask for that feedback in that authentic way. But I guess that is the level of engagement now that is required, right?
Exactly. And I can tell you one thing because I follow lots of bigger companies and bigger corporations. They started reacting on certain things, especially with customer service. And I can tell you, when they react certain ways, it actually builds my trust and your trust as a customer because you see the engagement. More engagement we create, more visible we become, and our clients and our customers feel like they know us. If they know us, and surprisingly, sometimes they maybe don't like us because what we're saying, because it could be quite edgy, but with all this said, surprisingly, they will buy from us, even if they don't like us.
Yeah,
Because,
I can see that. Yeah, if they still trust you. They may not like you, but they may trust you. Yeah.
Exactly. I can tell you one thing, my good example. I buy Dan Kennedy's books like there is no tomorrow. Sometimes I seriously want to kill the guy. I'm absolutely honest, like on air, because it sometimes touches really painful spots in me as a businesswoman. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to kill you. But with all this said, I respect his knowledge. I admire his empire, and I learn from him. So This is just the example. When you trust someone, you don't like this person, but you buy from this person because you respect the knowledge.
Right. And unless you're engaged, they don't even know if you're smart or not. They have to see what it is that you know, right? Yeah, they have to understand it. And then how do you...
I just want to say I'm nodding my head. Right? It's a pretty dumb thing to do on the radio, right? I should say yes.
Well, you're on video, right? I mean, you are on video too. So,
well, for Maria, anyway.
Right, Maria can't see you nodding.
Sorry,
your head. But the other thing is how do you start engaging people? Because even, there's so many people out there right now, and there's so many people posting right now. How do you stand out from the crowd even to get people to engage? Is it when we engage with others and they reciprocate or what do you think?
Eva, it's absolutely brilliant question. Seriously, you just rock my world because you have to really, now I will talk about tools because you have to pick right tools and right social platforms. And now I will jump on my favorite horse, because it's so funny that you said about the camera. My favorite horse is the camera, any type of camera. It's where millions of people will literally reject themselves for sake of what is going on in their head. They will say people will judge me for my looks, or how I speak, or what I say, and their fear will literally reject them. We kill right now tons of competition, and this is, guys, it's priceless. It's not even cheap. I don't know. It's priceless wisdom. If you want to stand out from the crowd, love camera, because on camera people can see you. You can be vulnerable. And you can express your message. And even though you're not perfect, people can actually relate to you because nobody's perfect. I have news for you people. Nobody's perfect.
Oh, I love that. I think it's so true. And I know a lot of people have a problem with being on camera. And I used to. I really did not like myself being on camera, but I've gotten used to it. And when you start to love the camera and like being on camera, you look better on camera. It's just crazy, but you will actually look better. No, I think all of this is terrific, and we're about to take our second break. But The information is so great, Maria. Thank you so much. So stay with us, everyone. This is Corporate Talk with Charlie and Eva, and our guest today is business and marketing mentor and expert Maria Serbina. We'll be right back.
Let Charlie Loboski show you how to revolutionize your presence in the workplace. Charlie is looking to improve the workplace, and by that he means your relevance in it. Charlie has over 40 years in the corporate workplace. He has seen the unbelievable, mind-boggling, off-the-charts changes in technology, but no real change in our day-to-day and sometimes toxic workplace behavior. Charlie's mission is to revolutionize the workplace by providing the training and the tools needed to lead any organization regardless of your job description. For more about Charlie and how to be a part of the workplace improvement revolution, visit charliespeaking.com. That's charliespeaking.com.
Let's get back to Charlie and Eva for more corporate talk on Talk Zone.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Segment 3, and we have a really unbelievable guest this week, Maria Serbina, who is a business and marketing expert on social media, staying current with the new trends and understanding algorithms, and it's we're learning that visibility is the key to success. I want to first say that we got so hung up in learning, we feel like we cheat because we get so much information.
We don't feel like we cheat. We do cheat.
We forgot, and we'll be sharing this all week anyway, but we forgot to mention your unbelievable book, If I Can't Find You in 3 Seconds, You Don't Exist, and also how to get it at findin3seconds.com. Findin3seconds.com. If you want to understand a little bit about how thorough and detailed Maria's background is, you could enter 3, you could enter the number 3, you could enter, she got it all covered. Just any way you figure out how to say findin3seconds.com, you will learn about this incredible book. So anyway, again, great job. So before the break, we were learning about social engagement. And I remember, Maria, when we met you, you mentioned that things are changing in that arena of SEO. Mm-hmm. And we said, oh, wonderful. You know, like,
right. We just got used to one.
We just got used to it. And then you said, but it's okay. It's actually better.
Right.
So like, I only say that, right? Because when someone is positive and shows that things are better and there's ways to improve and it's a good thing, it gives us even more hope. So and that's what resonated with us about you, that you were excited that it seems like it's changing because it's better for us. So, now we're learning why. And what we're hearing is you don't have to be an IT technician and come up with SEO, fancy SEO words that is going to get people to see your site. Now it seems to be that it's engagement specific and that your content now matters more than ever. Is that true?
Absolutely. You just nailed it. Content is everything right now because this is how you can create your SEO social engagement optimization. With all this said, let's dive into content. What we mean by content. Since we learned already that attention span is 2.7 seconds, you have to impress your prospective clients and customers' mind literally in 1 second, because 1.7 they will spend on your first page. 1 second. What can we do in 1 second, Charlie?
Blink.
Yes, thank you. You can blink. Now, I will take it a little bit deeper. Think about a really hot title that catches your eye. Can you read it in 1 second?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Bingo. We just started getting into content. If you create extremely engaging or interesting, enticing, call it whatever, I call it sexy. I will call as is, guys. Some people don't like my language, but I will say how it is. If your tagline or headline is not sexy, nobody cares about your message. Nobody cares about if you want to change the world. Nobody cares how great your product or service is. People don't care. They don't have time for it. But if you start thinking strategically about your content and create this first short line, like boom, sexy, guess what? They will dive in and they will read your content. And even not really perfect, or there is no such thing as perfection. We talked about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even it's not at excellent point, still people will read it, or they will watch your video, or they will watch your broadcast.
Okay, so it's
it
not...
has to be really like visual and grabs them. I know I myself, when I look at a website, like right away, I get the feel for it, right? I get the feel for the people behind it. Yeah.
And so, so that means to me then, when I get the impression that people just don't care about anything anymore, they don't have the willingness to be influenced, it's not true. It's that they're not being flirted with enough to get interest to even see what it is.
Oh, I like how you said that, flirted with.
Right?
Yeah, because there's just, isn't it true, Maria? There's just so much information out there. Like we were saying earlier, 1 billion websites. If it's not enticing, why am I going to hang out here?
Yeah. It's tricky.
Exactly. It's intense, and I can give you very interesting thing. It's actually Zipf's law of distribution. I studied the Zipf's law, how he put everything on the graph. And if we can translate it into modern language, Zipf's law of distribution said, in crowded marketplace or information overload, people pick someone who is on the top or the perceived expert or a leader.
Mm.
That's exactly what we're talking about if we think about attention span. People will pick someone who is really in front of their nose and who can really catch their attention. It makes perfect sense to me. So with everything what we're talking right now, people are not ignorant. They just don't have time for everything what is out there. We get bombarded with information. I don't even know statistics because I honestly don't want to know because it scares, crap out of me.
I want to talk more about this, the tools and how we can create those sexy taglines and stuff. But I have a question I want to ask that's a little bit off topic, but I want to ask for your input, and that is that same concept of social engagement, right? Does that also apply in, say, the conference room? In other words, if I'm sitting at a table with a bunch of executives, for no other term, is the same true that I have to communicate with them? I have to get their interest. I can't just spew content at them. They won't even get through. I have to first attack them with a 1 second tagline. I should carry that same engagement concept in business as well as social media. Does that make sense?
Charlie, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant what you just said. Because reality is, when I talk about visibility, I always say, guys, it's not only about online world. You have to be really visible in real life. And it doesn't matter if you're at networking meeting, boardroom, online, you have to be visible. And yes, you have to be interesting. And yes, you have to be sexy. And yes, you have to really hook them or actually have their attention. Otherwise, skills from the beginning.
Yeah, and you know what? I get it, and I love it, and it raises the bar on our delivery. We have to be better. We have to own our online content and consistently carrying it in the offline content.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's interesting. Okay, that was good. So that was good. Thank you. That was a very intelligent takeaway that I have now.
Well, and so we've been talking about the social engagement. So I understand that when it comes to like social media or when you're out or on LinkedIn and when you're out in public too. But then when it comes to the website, right? And I understand about putting content in there, but websites still have SEO. And is it now still putting in SEO and plus your content, or is there some different way to get your website noticed?
Eva, reality is, and now I will put my, web developer hat.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm an IT person and I am a programmer. My background is programming, and I used to program websites, not HTML. I was doing heavy-duty programming. And yes, SEO, still very classic old SEO, is extremely important right now. But if you understand social engagement, you get better at keywords. You get better at strategic placement of keywords, and you can keep the conversation going through traditional SEO. And I can tell you, it is extremely important right now. The funniest thing, I was doing training this morning with my high-end clients, and I was showing them how they can actually go into competitors' websites and see what is going with their SEO. And let me tell you, speaking of my clients, they're not corporate clients, they're not IT clients. Most of them are spiritual leaders, very, women with soft spots, stuff like that. And I'm showing them hardcore IT stuff. And one of the women said, Maria, you know what? I went on, I won't say names because this guy is huge in corporate world. The funniest thing, he's a huge coach in corporate world. She said, I went on his website and I couldn't find keywords. I said, it's impossible because I know this guy. I don't know him personally, but I know his name. His website should be impeccable. No kidding. When I started searching his code, I was sitting and I was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I couldn't find him on first page of Google in his search term, only by name. What it tells you, it's still extremely important. But for IT professionals and for small business owners, they have to really understand both, like SEO as SEO and social engagement optimization, and of course, power of social media. And of course, guys, I can give you the whole spiel, whole technical how-to on how to do keywords and how to do backlinking, how to do it properly, and how really pull your website to be on first page Google.
It's
and
sort of
how
like,
to be findable.
We should change our tagline. How to make a difference in the world. Go to findin3seconds.com. That's all you got to do.
Right.
Because it seems like everything else can be done there. Right. So wait, this is incredible. It's everything we expected. We still have one more segment, so we're not done yet. I want to take our last break because I want to have a little more time when we come back because I have some other questions as well. Okay? So please, everyone, stay with us. More to come. We will be right back.
Charlie Loboski is an author, speaker, and trainer with over 40 years' experience in the corporate workplace. Contact Charlie today to interact, influence, and inspire others in your organization. Whether it's a 1-hour keynote presentation or a 5-day training seminar, Charlie is available to speak on many topics, including making a difference in the workplace, even as one person, building shared leadership teams, and his signature award-winning seminar, Care Certification in the Workplace.
Charlie speaking at your organization will make a difference on day one. For more information and to book Charlie, go to charliespeaking.com. That's charliespeaking.com.
Welcome back to Corporate Talk with Charlie and Eva on TalkZone.com.
Another fast hour. Right? I mean, the information has been terrific.
And we
today.
go, by the way, during the break, we go back and forth like crazy.
Right. Terrific conversation today with our guest, Maria Serbina. Maria is a business and marketing mentor and the author of If I Can't Find You in 3 Seconds, You Don't Exist, Being Findable Online for Ultimate Visibility and Profits. And you can learn more about the book and about Maria at findin3seconds.com or at mariaserbina.com. So, Maria, we have about 10 minutes, and so it's enough time. I really want to take a look at the book, and let's talk about the book and what listeners can get from the book.
Well, like I said, I'm so excited about my second edition. It's done, finished. It will be available on Amazon, not on Kindle, on Amazon, literally in 3 days.
Wow.
But with all this said, there will be the link on my website, and the link what I gave you, find in 3 seconds, will be changed from free chapter to actually buy the book. And I don't know, it's kind of funny when you talk about your own stuff. Like, just say, you know what, my book is really cool. It is cool, honestly. And I tell you why. Because when I started, my thinking process was just write a book about Google Plus, about live stream and stuff like that, and create more like guide. And you know what started happening? Suddenly I realized that I have to share my story and show my readers what happened to me in my life, affected my business, or how it affected my business, what I learned, what I embraced, and show that, again, I'm not perfect, because I hear from so many people, your hair is always perfect, your makeup is always perfect, you're always at latest show, blah, blah, blah. It's like, people, come on. I wake up in the morning and sometimes I'm in good mood, sometimes I'm not. I'm not perfect.
What you were doing is engaging your readers, right, by showing who you are, which is cool.
Exactly. And there are so many funny stories, like literally funny stories. You will laugh your butt off, because some stories are absolutely stupid, but this is my life.
What the second edition tells me, Maria, is that you realize that you're in it for the long haul. So as the market changes, as Google changes, your expertise changes, you're also sharing that as well. So if somebody did a book that now is 5 years old about social media, it's really not as valuable.
Right.
Right?
Oh, no.
So.
No, he's a dinosaur.
Yeah, it really shows that you care by,
Well, you know, what's great is that your whole background then goes into the book, right? Because you're an expert in sales, you're an expert in business, but you're also someone that is an IT person. And as former IT people ourselves, I mean, there's nothing like diving into the code and then really understanding what's going on behind the scenes. And you kind of have this very well-rounded picture of what is going on in the online world.
Yeah.
And how to then become visible. And you as a business owner have to make sure that you yourself are visible. And then you can then teach people how to do that. So I know you had kind of said that your high-end clients tend to not be IT people. And I'm assuming that the book is the same, that it's not for someone that's a technical person, but it's someone that wants to understand more about how to actually engage people now online.
It's absolutely correct, Eva. You're so right. And like I said, when I started writing, I realized that I have to show people that it's doable, it's possible. You have to make only one thing. You have to be committed. You have to make a commitment. I am visible. I'm visible in my business. I'm visible in my life. I'm visible in every aspect. Because if you don't want to be visible in your life, and we know people like that, like if somebody's wearing sweats, now I will make it, again, very visual. I love visual. If you're constantly in sweats and your hair is not brushed and you look like, thousands of other people, you're not visible in your personal life. And then in your business, you go to your corporate office and you're all dolled up and stuff like that. I call it BS.
Right.
Because you have to be visible. You have to be visible to your children, to your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, call it whatever. I'm not in gender, thing. In every aspect of your life, you make a commitment to be visible. Then there is a recipe, and actually I have a recipe in my book, how to make it step by step. Make it easy and implement 3 easy things. And my extra bonus, like I said, please love camera. And my latest, guys, now my latest addiction, Periscope. Now I'm addicted to Periscope. Before that, I was addicted to Google Hangouts. I'm still addicted to Google in any form, in any sense. But Periscope changed the whole landscape of live streaming. It's so crazy, and I don't know if we have time to go into Periscope or if you guys want to go into Periscope, but that's how I see, visibility.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Periscope. We have about 3 minutes, so we have to keep it short. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Periscope, because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't even know what Periscope is.
A quick hit piece of wisdom and knowledge from Maria.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay, time is on. Let's start from the beginning. Periscope is a mobile live streaming application. It's so easy. If you own iPhone, you go to iTunes or Apple Store, you download Periscope. If you own Android, you go to Google Play or Play Store and you download it on your phone. Then you push the button and here you are on air. Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter. That's first. Second, it's owned by Twitter. Twitter acquired it last year in May for $86.6 million. It's really young. It has only 10 million users. Only 10 million, guys. That leaves tons of room for express yourself and make yourself visible. You see, I'm giving the hint. Speaking of live streaming, right there.
Right.
And the application is just getting better and better because I'm on their beta team for Android phones, and I see huge progress. Amazing tool. If you own the business, any business, it's so valuable because literally in 10 minutes you can show your clients, I don't know, how to fix the car, how to drill the tooth, or I don't know, great shooting tips.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and like for you, for example, guys, right now you're in the studio. And you just put the phone, boom, right there. And you do small snippets from Charlie and Eva show.
Yeah.
And to me, it's very sexy. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. I mean, you can give everybody a snippet. It doesn't have to be, I think so many times when people feel they're on camera that it has to be something fancy. And so many of the videos that you see or the live streams, what makes them exciting is just seeing what people are doing. They're just hanging out.
And I think, what I learned is that it doesn't have to be overly planned. It just has to be authentic and valid. And, you have to put some intelligence in it because you are being visible. Right. But your point is everyone is in play. Everybody can participate. Everybody can have a successful business and be visible, right?
It's exactly, absolutely. It's perfect what you said, Charlie. Seriously, it's perfect because if you put an effort, yes, everybody can. Because there are always markets for different products. And for us as business owners, we have to make a decision to be visible and wanted to change the world, really. Now we're going into big words, but that's how I see it.
Well, Maria, thank you so much. This has been a terrific show. I mean, the information has just been great. And again, for our listeners, it's findin3seconds.com. The second edition of the book is coming out in 3 days, and you can buy it there. And also you can learn more about Maria at mariaserbina.com.
Yeah, and I'm going to make some changes based on what we learned, Maria, and I'm going to keep you posted with the progress because we would love to have you back because I think you're a phenomenal coach and SEO and marketing person. And thank you very much. Yes.
Oh, thank you, guys. It was so much fun because
yeah,
now
I can't
I'm on
wait.
fire.
I can't wait for that book to come out. I really can't. So as soon as it's out, we're on it.
Yeah, and you guys will have a free copy. That's my bonus to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and believe me, we will be contacting you because we need more.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, guys, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
Okay, you
Thanks,
too.
you
Take
too.
care. I mean, the whole thing, and it makes it simple, but you just got to bring your head to the game.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. And again, the name of the book is If I Can't Find You in 3 Seconds, You Don't Exist. And you can find the book at findin3seconds.com, and you can learn more about Maria at her other website at mariaserbina.com. So another great show, Charles. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Yeah, great show.
Well, have a great week, everyone. This is Corporate Talk with Charlie and Eva.
Bye, guys.